In this lecture, we're going to design this pen holder that's going to sit on top of the CR Touch for your 3D printer. Hi everyone, and welcome back to this course where we learn Fusion 360 together. In this lecture, we are going to design this pen holder for a 3D printer that can sit on top of the CR Touch. It will hold a pen and you can use it to draw instead of printing. That's for another video. For now, let's design this pen holder. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start a fresh sketch over here. And let's choose this plane. And first, we will add this rectangular. By the way, this is like a full series course. So if you are new here, I recommend you start from the beginning and started very simple. And now we're getting a little bit more advanced. It's still very beginner overall. So like I'm not really that advanced at it. So here is a 10 by 27 millimeter, and that is the rectangular that we're adding. So I'm going to click out of that, and here is my rectangular. Now, let me go down in and zoom so you can see. And the first thing we will do is we need to find the middle for this rectangular. So I'm going to offset because I know this is a 10, right? And this is a 27. If I offset this by 5, right? Then this is technically the middle. Now, there are other ways to do it, obviously, but just trying to use the easiest way that comes to my head right now. So this is the middle, and this is going to, we will mark this as a construction line because we just want to use it to find the middle, not really using this as part of our sketch. Now, here's the dimension that are important because this will sit on top of the CR Touch, and I already got the dimension for you. So first, I'm going to offset this line here by 2.5, and that's also going to be a construction line. Now we will be able to draw our first circle. So let's go ahead and add in a circle. And instead of choosing a regular center circle, we are going to create a circle. We're going to do 2-point circle because we want to start from this intersection point. Let me zoom in here so maybe this will make sense. So we want to start from this intersection point and then go down 3.5, and we will keep it on that middle center line. So that's our first circle, and it's 3.5. Now I'm going to zoom out a little bit because now we will work on the other side. And over here, remember we offset this by 2.5. On this end, we will offset by 3 because we need the distance. And I did measure this. I did the measurement ahead of time. So if you need to design something for the CR Touch, I already did the measurement, and that's why these works. I've already tested this. Now we will offset this by 3 instead of 2.5. And again, this will be just a construction line. So let's mark it that way. I'm going to select the line, and then over here, I can select a construction, and this will become a construction line. Now, I'm going to draw another circle the same way. You don't want the center one. You want the 2-point circle, and that's going to start from the intersection of these two lines, go up by 3.5. Now if we measure the distance between the two circles, it should be 14.5, and that is the distance. Actually, let's do it. So if I you know what, let me just kind of cheat a little bit. I'm gonna draw a line from here to here and make sure that line is straight. I'm going to draw another line over here and make sure that line is straight. Now I'm going to click D for distance, and then I will click these two lines. You can see the distance between the two is 14.5, and this confirms that our measurement is correct. Now, I really don't need any of this I'm just going to delete it for now because this is just extra stuff that will mess my sketch up. And even these constructions line, honestly, we don't need them anymore. We can probably delete them, but for now, that is good enough. Let me show you what we have and how we are going to extrude this real quick. So I'm going to click Finish Sketch. This is a bit of a longer um, design, I would say. So stick around with me here and we will learn all the stuff. Now I'm going to extrude this up by 4 because you want to leave some room for the screws. You want to add those nuts on top of the screw nut. You want to add that on top of the CR Touch at the end to hold this in place. So we extrude this by 4 and we are looking good. Now, the next part, we need to extend this. So I'm going to go back to my sketch. Let me, and instead of like, I'm going to go back to the sketch. So this first part is done, but now I need to extend this by about 1 centimeter. So that's 10 by 10. So if I go here, I should be able to do 10. And then on the other end, I should be able to do 10. And that will give me that extension to add some distance because you need to have some distance between that to allow for the fan and to allow for the screw to sit in perfectly aligned with the CR Touch, on top of the CR Touch, but it's also not distracting anything. It's not impacted by the fan or anything. I want it to be as simple as possible. So let's go ahead and actually I should have done this earlier that together, but that's fine. Let's go ahead and zoom out again. I need to show the sketch over here, and then I need to extrude this. I should have done it all together, but that's how you learn by making these mistakes. So I'm going to extrude this by 4, and this looks good. Now I'm going to add a sketch, but this time the sketch is going to sit on here. So you see this side. So if I click sketch, this time I'm going to sketch on this side here. So I'm going to click over here. And now I can add my sketch. And all I'm adding is a center circle. This one can start here from the bottom, the middle center bottom. It can start here, but then it will go up by 20. So let's do that. And actually, I totally made a mistake. Let me, instead of starting from the bottom, we will start from the top because we want the bigger portion of it to be on the top, not on the bottom. So I'm going to click the center circle again, and I'm going to do it on the top instead of the bottom. So let's do that. And this one will be 20. So 20 diameter here. Click Finish Sketch, and let's go to the home position. I'm going to extrude this now by 20. So there you go. And that is done. Now what we need to do is apply that thread on the outer section of this circle before we cut it. So this cylinder that we have now, we need to apply that thread on it. So let's go ahead and create thread. By the way, I have a video separate for threads. So if you're looking for that, I have a video on the channel showing you how to just work with threads separately. I'm going to click that, and that will put the thread on this outer cylinder. You can see here we have to check this box that says modeled because this will make it an actual thread. The other one is more like just showing you the image, but this is making it an actual thread. The rest of the stuff is good. 20 millimeter is the size I'm choosing. The class, I'm going to choose this 4G, 6G. It makes it a little bit better fit when we apply the outer screw. So that should work just fine. And I'm going to click remember the size because I want to apply it on the nut side as well here in a minute. So I'm going to click OK. And that is for the screw or the thread. Now, I do want to cut this in a way that let me show you how I want to cut this, and this will make sense. So first, I'm going to start a sketch, and this time it's going to be over here. And first, let's cut the bottom part, because when you print this, I don't want to print with any support. So you want that flat surface. And I want it to make it as light, as simple as possible. So this is the design I came up with. If you have a better design or better idea, let me know. I'm happy to check that out. So we're just gonna draw a rectangle as long it's outside. So start from the bottom here, and as long it's outside, because we're just gonna use this to cut this. So this is good enough here. I'm gonna click finish sketch. When I go back to the home page, you can see what I have. And the idea here is to just cut this flat with the bottom surface. So now if let me click extrude, and I'm going to extrude this all this way. And again, the idea is just to cut the bottom. That way we don't have any support needed or anything. I'm going to click OK, and that is perfect. Now, the other cut we're going to do, now we're just going to rotate a little bit this way. And we are going to cut this piece by extruding over here. And then we will just extrude all the way through. And boom, that's just going to cut that open. We'll click OK. Now let's go ahead and go back to the home position. You can see it's already start to take shape. Now, we will add a couple more things. So we will let's go back, because so here's what I want to show you. Let me explain why we're doing this. If you look at it here, this is very weak structure. Like it's only attached over here, and that's definitely going to break, right? So you want to add some support. And the way we're going to do this is by going back to the original sketch. And over here, I'm just going to go out by 5. So let me just draw a line. I'm going to take the line tool and draw a line from here, and I'm going to go down by 5. So that's perfect. And I'm going to do another line over here that also goes down by 5. And then let's just find the middle. So like I'm going to do a line from the middle here. So if you see, if you just go over this, there you go. This will tell you that this is the middle. There are other ways to find the middle. You can extend that construction line if you want. So, and then I'm going to connect these two from here to this end and from here to this end. And I'm going to use this to add some strength to my structure. So let me show you how this looks like. If I click finish sketch again and go back to here, now I can extrude this part and this part up, and I'm going to go up by 10. So that should be good. And you can see I've already strengthened the structure of this, and this will make a better pen holder anyway. So hopefully this makes sense, but we still have a little bit more work to do. So let's do a couple more things. One is I want to flush this and make it a little bit more aligned. So here's what I'm going to do. First, I'm going to turn this over this way. And now let's just extrude. So let me extrude this and this. And let's just extrude by 5. So that will add some more support, more material, which will strengthen our structure. Now I'm going to click OK on that. And also, you see this like it's a very sharp angle. I'm going to use this fillet here to give this some softness. Let's try 5. I think that looks good. Actually, let's see if 3 does better. So you can play with this, by the way. Like it doesn't have to be exactly the numbers I'm using. So some of the numbers are already been measured. The other ones like this, it's definitely up for you to kind of play with. So I'm going to do 5 here, and this looks good to me. Now, I'm going to also cut this all flat. So I'm going to rotate this one more time. And now, if you see, I am going to create another sketch over here. So I'm going to click add a sketch. This time is on this face, or it could be on this face. Either one is fine. And all I need is another rectangular to cut with. And this time I'm going to cut it flush with this side here. So I'm going to draw a rectangular, and you can see here, all I needed is to trim this extra. So I'm going to do that. This is pretty good. There's no really specific measurement as long as it's on the outside, because we're using this to just cut with. And now let's go back to the sketch and go back here. I'm going to click extrude. And now we will extrude this whole thing this way. And that will automatically cut. Perfect. This is exactly what we're looking for. I'm going to click OK here. And you can already see that we're kind of getting there. There's a couple more touches I would like to do to also soften these angles and also give it a little bit a better structure. Now, I'm going to apply a fillet to these angles. So this is the first one I'm going to start with. I'm going to do a fillet, and let's see if we can, let's do 2. Okay, this is not doing what I'm expecting. Let me see if I'm selecting the right thing to start with. But also I can also, let me rotate this way first. Let's do this first. So I'm going to start with this angle. Let's try fillet here. And let's do 2. I think that looks good. What if we do 3? That looks better. So I'm going to do 3 on this side. Click OK. I'm going to rotate to the other side. By the way, there's a way to do all of them together if you want. But I also want it, this side I'm working on, I want it to be visible for the purpose of the video. Let me zoom in here. Also, I want you to see what I'm doing. So let me turn off the sketch. We'll make it a little bit more visible. And I am going to use the fillet, and then we will do 3. So that will soften that edge a little bit. Now, I'm going to do one here as well. Let's just do maybe one here. That looks good to me. And so you can see the edges are much softer now. Let's go ahead and turn around to the inside, and let's see what we can do here. So if I choose this and do that, now I can probably apply a 2. That's pretty good. I'm going to do that. And then I will also do the same thing to these edges, because again, I just want to make it a little bit softer. If you, even when you put the pen in, it will hold your pen a little bit better. So same thing, fillet, and then let's do 2. That looks good. And then there's one more to do over here. So hopefully you're following along, and I hope I'm not going too fast. Again, the purpose is to learn, and I will do a separate video if I get a chance on how to use the pen with the 3D printer, but that will be a separate video for sure. Right now, we're just talking about the design. So this is how it looks like. Let me go to the home position. So this one is done. Now we need to do just the outer, like the screw nut. So let's do that. Let me go to the sketch one more time. And this one is very simple. So I'm just going to need some space over here. And I'm going to start with a polygon. And let's just do a polygon here in the middle. And this one is, let's just do that. And over here, I'm just going to do 15. You can change the size, but I did measure this. It looks good. I'm going to do a circle inside, and that circle will be 20. So that's pretty much it. I'm going to click Finish Sketch, and we will go back to the home page here in a minute, or the home view. We need to show that sketch so we can see what we're going to be extruding, which is the outer section of this. I'm going to extrude this up by 5. You can extrude more if you want. I find it like if you do about 5 to 7 or 8, it looks good. Let's do 7 for the purpose of the video. But again, you can definitely change this as you see fit. And then now we just need to apply the thread for the inside. layer of this. So let's go ahead and create a thread and apply it over here. Remember when I check the box to remember what I'm applying the values for the thread, that hopefully should work over here. That did not, let me just do one more time. So select thread and there you go. So now I need to make sure modeled is selected, the same size, everything looks good to me here. And I'm just gonna click OK. So this will apply the thread to that, and I'm done here. So all I'm going to do is hide the sketches and then go to the home position so you can see it. And we're done. So this is the pen holder. You can 3D print this, which I will leave a link in the description to the file that I designed, which you can use for free. So I'll leave that in the description, but I encourage you to follow along and try to design it like I just did. So thank you for watching. This is it for this video. I appreciate you being here, and I hope to see you in the next one.